We need to give them the plaudits for it. Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. Well, on a not so light note, I thought I heard just 3 tables clap. Let's do it for them, and I know you all do agree with me that they've done a wonderful job so far. Representatives of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, representatives of the leadership of Parliament of Ghana, President of the Ghana Journalist Association, executives of the GJA, industry collaborators, heads of various media institutions, friends from the diplomatic corps, friends from far and near, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on the station of the nation, GTV, and I'm glad to welcome you to this serene ambiance in Alisa Hotel, Accra, where this evening we'll be celebrating the International Press Freedom Day and Honors Night the Ghanaian way. Over the years, the media has evolved in Ghana, and this evolution has led to the growth in many sectors of media practice and press freedom. And as we mark the year 2025 and all of the things that we have achieved as a collective and as a people, it's also important that we celebrate this beautiful journey that has been traveled by the press here in Ghana. Whenever we gather like this as a family here at the GJA, we have tradition, and by our traditions, we say prayers. Respectfully, I'd like to ask that we all rise as we share a quick word of prayer. The first one was for dinner. This one is for the awards. And so, Eternal Father, we're very grateful unto your holy name for blessing us and giving us a sumptuous dinner. We thank you for sanctifying what we've consumed. And now as we prepare ourselves for the transfer of thoughts and the re-engineering of the space we find ourselves in, we pray, oh God, that you give us direction to a great example, not only in West Africa, not only in Africa, but in the rest of the world. Eternal Father, what will be done here tonight also celebrate again. Amen. Representative of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Your Excellencies here gathered, ladies and gentlemen of distinguished men. By way of introduction, my name is Nathaniel Atto. I will be your steward here from the stage, and it's my hope that together we will achieve that very great aim that we want to achieve and send the biggest message here to the rest of the world, that the press stands very strong because of the kinds of structures, and most importantly, because of the strong men and women on whose shoulders this industry has stood. Whenever we gather such as this big family that we always are, we gather with good friends who are worthy of celebration because of their exploits in their various fields of endeavor. Tonight will be no different, and I wish to start from our top table before we receive our maiden address for the evening. It's my pleasure to acknowledge the presence of our representative of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, a man who is serving from Parliament, and a man who has so far overseen the communication operation of the government. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please help me acknowledge the presence of Member of Parliament and the man in charge of government communications, Honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu. Shall we do a big round of applause for him? Seated across from him on the same table is a distinguished lawyer who serves this nation as Minority Leader of Parliament. Of course, a few months ago, he served as Majority Leader and has traveled a very important path in the practice of the law and also serving the people from the House of Legislature. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minority Leader in Parliament, the Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo-Markin. We're also grateful to have the presence of a key supporter of the Ghana Journalist Association and all of its exploits, with all of the big successes that have been chalked over the last 4 years. It's my pleasure to announce the presence of the Chancellor of the Wisconsin University, shall we do a big round of applause for Professor Paul Finn? We're also joined here this evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, by the representative of the National Security Coordinator. Shall we do a big round of applause as we celebrate DCOP Osman Razak? One of our own who now has been elevated to operate within the presidency to take care of specific areas of operation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, an accomplished journalist, a communicator, a person who operates within the women empowerment space and is a very key figure within it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Shamima Muslim, a staffer at the presidency of Ghana. Also at this time, I'd like to celebrate the long-serving Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, who through GTV are giving us live coverage this evening. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Amin Adam. Shall we do a big round of applause? For many years, he served as the country director of MultiChoice Ghana and chalked many successes there in terms of providing premium content here in Ghana. Today, he serves this nation within the media space as the president of Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me do a big round of applause for Mr. Cecil Sonkwa Mills. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a number of supporters for this evening's event. And as we go along, I'll be acknowledging their very kind support. But please do permit me to acknowledge the presence of a stalwart in entrepreneurship in Ghana who has been enjoying his space as Man of the Year of the very prestigious EMY Africa Awards. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he has been celebrated in different places around the world for his innovation and most importantly, his support for the environment where he has chalked his successes as an entrepreneur. Please help me acknowledge the presence of the chairman of the KGL Group and its founder, Mr. Alex Abao Dade. We will continue to do some more acknowledgements, but I believe that this is a good time to welcome ourselves properly. I always like to refer to Ghanaian society and our norms and our values. Whenever we gather as a family and we introduce ourselves, then it's important to also give ourselves a traditional welcome. And here at the GJA, we are very big on our norms and our values as a people. That's the reason why I'm glad to bring here to the stage a fine gentleman who has been in charge of the Ghana Journalists Association for the past 4 years. A man of great energy, a man of wit, and a man of great strength, and a man who demonstrates the attitude of a lion in the spaces where he operates. He has been at the forefront of fighting for the space and the practitioners as well as their rights. And over the years, he's chalked major milestones. Would refer immediately to just one of them as we go along, and that is the successful hosting of the African Media Convention, one that is now a template for the next host nation, Morocco, to look after. This is because of his sound leadership and his ability to bring all forces of society together. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Kwabena Jomfo, please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Nathaniel Atto. Good evening to you all. Are we here? Good evening to you all. Good evening. Representative of the President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Felix Sukwache, who would always have the Minister of State for Government Communication, Ministers of State present, Minority Leader of Ghana's Parliament, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, Members of Parliament present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, you can see the Turkish High Commissioner and the country representative of UNESCO, also here, Mukala, welcome, representative from the British Embassy, representative from the US Embassy, and very good brother and sister, members of the National Executive and National Council of the GJA present, champions of press freedom and Ghana's media growth, and I'm referring to the honorees, the Director General, GBC, Chancellor of Wisconsin, Dr. Finn, my good brother, President of GIBA, and now we have President of Primpark, also here, Donata, my dear sister, Shabima Muslim, you're welcome, and the representative of the National Security Coordinator, present, the Director General of SNIT, and all protocols duly observed. But let me also acknowledge the senior members of the Inky fraternity and all other media practitioners here. Good evening to you all. On behalf of the National Executive and National Council of the Ghana Journalists Association, GJA, I wish to welcome you all to this evening's ceremony to commemorate this year's World Press Freedom Day, and also honor 24 distinguished individuals and institutions for their significant contributions to the promotion of press freedom and the development of the media in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, permit me to do what is needful and noble. Our elders say, the first to apologize is the bravest, the first to forgive is the strongest, and the first to forget is the happiest. Taking counsel from this proverb, I wish on behalf of the National Executive to sincerely apologize to our distinguished honorees and invited guests for the late invitation to this program. And may you also take inspiration from the core of this proverb to forgive our trespasses. Ladies and gentlemen, without rendering any justification, one major reason for the unfortunate turn of events is the lack of funding to organize this program. It is the reason we are profoundly grateful to our sponsors for coming to our aid in the last minute in that regard. I wish to thank GJA Group of Companies, represented here by its Executive Chairman, Mr. Alisa, Social Security and National Insurance Trust, National Communications Authority, NCA, Gold Board, Alisa Hotel Northridge, National Communications Authority, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, for supporting the organization of this program. This is why the National Executive decided to honor the group chairman of GJA Group of Companies, Mr. Alisa, and others for offering tremendous support to this current administration to enable us be on our feet at all times. Thank you so much, Chairman. We are most grateful. Permit me to also thank a few individuals who have supported the organization of this program. They include Nana Kwakude, known in private life as Mr. Ranfotete, who is a former GJA president, and Mr. Peter Mate Agbeko. Thank you, seniors, for your commitment to our cause. We are always grateful. Let me use this opportunity to thank our constituents. And if I say our constituents, I'm referring to the members of the Inky fraternities for your cooperation and massive support over the years in ensuring the success of GJA activities. As we speak, we are live on with GTV and a number of platforms, major platforms, about 8 platforms. As we speak, we are live. With your permission, let me mention a few media houses who have demonstrated commitment at all times to the work of the GJA. These are, but not limited, to Joy News. Joy News have done wondrously well. Atinka TV, UTV, TV3, Star FM, Daily Graphic, Ghana News Agency, Ghanaian Times, and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Press Freedom Day is a crucial reminder of the fundamental importance of a free and independent press in fostering democracy, promoting accountability, and ensuring the free flow of information. Ladies and gentlemen, globally, 3rd May has been set aside for the commemoration of the World Press Freedom Day, and the theme for this year's commemoration is Reporting in the Brave New World, the impact of artificial intelligence on press freedom and the media. This theme is very appropriate, given the impact of artificial intelligence on our enterprise. You may recall that last year, on the birthday of the GJA 15th August, we organized a symposium at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel to discuss the impact of AI on journalism practice. We need to engage this subject matter more in order to derive the maximum benefit from AI and avoid its negative impact. At the national level or at the local level, the theme we chose is Celebrating Champions of Press Freedom and Ghana's Media Growth, Building a Resilient Media in the AI Era. We chose this theme to reflect our purpose for tonight's ceremony, and that is to remember the imperative of press freedom for democratic and national development, and never to forget about the importance of individuals and institutions that have championed press freedom over the years. We stand today on the firm shoulders of giants, the pioneering journalists, editors, and media owners who bravely championed the cause of press freedom in Ghana through political upheaval and economic hardship. Their unwavering commitment to truth-telling, courageous pursuit of accountability, and relentless defense of the public's right to know lay the bedrock upon which our current media landscape is built. We salute their tenacity, ethical fortitude, and enduring legacy, inspiring generations of journalists in our nation. Congratulations to honorees here tonight. Their stories remind us that the freedoms we enjoy today were hard-won and must be jealously guarded. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge that there are many individuals and institutions who deserve to be honored, but who are not on our list tonight. That does not take anything away from the recognition of their significant contribution to press freedom and media development. The reality is that we cannot accommodate all of them tonight, and it is our intention to make this initiative a permanent feature on the GJA calendar. So hopefully, others will be duly honored come next year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, however, instructive to note that even among those we are honoring today, there are some of them who deserve additional honor for their exceptional roles in the promotion of press freedom. In that regard, we intend to name the Best Radio News Reporter category of the Ghana Journalists Association Awards after Dr. Charles Reku Broby for his pioneering role in the promotion of press freedom, particularly the establishment, thank you, for his pioneering role in the promotion of press freedom, particularly the establishment of private radio. We are aware that many other individuals were behind the establishment of Radio I, but we believe the man, popularly called Tarzan, as being the face of Radio I. In naming this award after Dr. Reku Gobi, we only seek to immortalize him. We believe it is important to find some other means of honoring achievers of our time before they die. Honorable Minister, Honorable Minority Leader, distinguished guests, now we find ourselves at the dawn of a new technological revolution. The era of artificial intelligence, AI, is no longer a futuristic concept. It is rapidly permeating various aspects of our lives, and the media industry is no exception. This transformative technology presents a double-edged sword for journalism. On one hand, AI offers tremendous potential to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of news gathering, processing, and dissemination. AI-powered tools can assist with tasks such as transcribing interviews, analyzing large data sets for investigative reporting, automating the creation of routine news reports, and personalizing news delivery to individual audiences. AI can also play a crucial role in fact-checking and identifying manipulated content, offering a powerful weapon in the fight against disinformation. On the other hand, the rise of AI also presents profound challenges that we must confront proactively. The increasing sophistication of AI-generated content raises serious concerns about the potential for the mass production of fake media, which can be incredibly difficult to distinguish from authentic content. This poses a significant threat to the credibility of news organizations and could further erode public trust in information. The AI revolution is a conversation that we need to have, as it will continue to impact our work on a daily basis. Honorable Minister, Honorable Minority Leader, ladies and gentlemen, not long ago, Reporters Without Borders released the 2025 World Press Freedom Index, with Ghana slipping down the ranks. Out of 180 countries ranked annually, Ghana dropped from the 50th position with a score of 67.13% in 2024 to 52nd position with a score of 67.71% in 2025. The worst indicator is security, with Ghana dropping from the 72nd position in 2024 to 86th position in 2025 under the security indices. Although it recorded a reduction in score, 82.94% in 2024 to 78.93% in 2025, the details of our performance in this year's World Press Freedom Index clearly attest to how bad we are doing as a country. It also reinforces the need for us to intensify our effort at promoting press freedom. According to our record this year, we have according to our record this year, there have been 11 cases of assault against journalists. All 11 of them occurred in February this year. All 11 cases occurred in February this year. The records are not good for us, especially on economic, security, and legislative indicators. And I'm happy that we have the minority leader, and then we have the minister in charge of government communication also here. This is the reason why we have been calling on the police to take attacks on journalists seriously, especially bringing perpetrators of attack on the media to face justice, to serve as deterrent to others, and to end impunity. We have not been sleeping on the attacks against our members. The reason why we have been demanding justice for our murdered colleague, Ahmed Swali. We want to reiterate our call on the IGP that the time to act is now. The time to act is now. And Mr. IGP, for the last time, the time to act is now. Honorable Minister, Honorable Minority Leader, distinguished guest, with your indulgence, shall we all rise respectfully to observe a minute silence in memory of our gallant men and women who passed in the line of duty and those who suffered attacks in the discharge of their duties. May the soul of the faithful departed rest in peace. Shall we resume our seat? Thank you all. On the economic front, the media is experiencing levels of fragility, which is a leading threat to press freedom. Although physical attacks against journalists are the most visible violations of press freedom, economic pressure is a major problem. The economic indicator on the RSF, that is RSF World Press Freedom Index, continues to decline as the national economic challenges affect operations of the media. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mark World Press Freedom Day, the GJA wishes to affirm its commitment to the tenet of press freedom. We shall continue to protect and promote press freedom even more than we have done before. In the past, we have had the cause to black out some politicians and taking legal actions, all in defense of press freedom. We have also established the Journalist Support Fund with a view to addressing media freedom and welfare matters. Going forward, we shall intensify our efforts at promoting press freedom. However, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to quickly add that the GJA will never condone irresponsibility. We should all appreciate the fact that freedoms and rights are not absolute, and that they go with responsibility. So in as much as we shall not countenance attacks on press freedom, we shall also not condone irresponsible practices in the media. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished invited guests, as I bring my speech to an end, I encourage all of us to celebrate the champions of the past and the growth we have achieved and embrace the future with courage and foresight. Let us work together to build a media landscape that is free, vibrant, resilient, innovative, and deeply committed to serving the public interest in this rapidly evolving AI era. The Ghana Journalists Association stands ready to participate in this crucial endeavor. I wish to remind all that the promotion of press freedom is not the burden of only media practitioners. It is also the responsibility of all, because the lack of press freedom affects every aspect of our national life. We should therefore endeavor at all times to protect journalists and the work we do. May we enjoy the evening. Long live press freedom in Ghana, long live GJA, long live Ghana. Thank you for your kind attention.
To you for the sound leadership, Mr. Albert Kwabnajo. For distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we do a big round of applause for him? Before we go into our honors, we'll be doing some messages of goodwill from some institutions who are related in the fight for press freedom and are also our major collaborators of the Ghana Journalists Association. Ladies and gentlemen of distinguished measure, please do permit me to introduce to you a power couple. The husband is a giant and a stalwart in finance, real estate, and hospitality. And the wife is a seasoned, respected former president of the Ghana Journalists Association and also a former member of the Council of State of Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. KT Dazi and his lovely wife, Honorable Gifty Afeni Dazi. A seasoned journalist and a practicing lawyer who's the Director of Strategy and Research at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Lawyer Sami Dakon. We're also joined here by the Director in charge of Diaspora at the Office of the President, Mr. Kofi Otre Dakon. And of course, my good friend, Mr. Kwesi Afrebaini, the Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. Please do a big round of applause. I'd like to, at this time, also salute two former presidents of the Ghana Journalists Association. Two strong men who have also added their might and their will to the forward movement and the forward journey of the GJA. Ambassador Cabral Blay Ame here. Shall we do a big round of applause for him? And once again, Nana Kwesi Day, who is also known in private life as Mr. Ranford Tete, also a former editor of the Daily Graphic, my former boss. Salutes to you, sir. And now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring here to the stage the representative of UNESCO here in Ghana, the country representative, His Excellency Edmond Mukala, for his message of goodwill. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Minister for Government Communication, dear friend Felix Ofosu, President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Dofu, dear friend, the Minority Leader in Parliament, Honorable Alexander Markin, here present, Excellencies, distinguished guests and speakers, our dear friends from the media largely present today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to address you on this momentum occasion, and I would like to bring the compliment of the Director General of UNESCO and the entire UNESCO fraternity on this year's World Press Freedom Day. As you are aware, the first article of the Constitution of UNESCO states that its mission is to promote the free flow of ideas by word and image, freedom of expression, access to information, and the safety of journalists are at the heart of UNESCO's mandate. So permit me therefore to read the message of the Director General of UNESCO, Madame Audrey Azoulay, on World Press Freedom, 3rd of May, 2025. More than 30 years, as the United Nations proclaimed the World Press Freedom Day in 1993, the information universe has undergone a radical transformation. The advent of the internet and social networks has considerably facilitated individual expression and democratized the production of online content. It has also posed increased risk to information integrity, and these risks have been amplified by algorithms. These circumstances are all the more relevant given that in a study conducted by UNESCO in 2023, it demonstrated that 56% of the people surveyed say that they use digital platforms as their principal source of news. The rapid, therefore, development of artificial intelligence is yet another factor in dealing with these disruptions. It is clear that UNESCO mandate to ensure the free flow of words and ideas, as well as information integrity, is much more necessary. Every year, our organization thus celebrates World Press Freedom Day to defend access to what is globally publicly known as good information. This year, the day's theme is the impact of artificial intelligence on press and media freedom. This 3rd May is also a call to action, urging people to adapt to both the advantages and the risks of this new technology. While artificial intelligence has the potential to improve access to the gathering of and the verification of information, it can also, by training on content without remunerating its authors, jeopardizing independent journalists and undermining the plurality of online content. Following the principle of this recommendation on the ethics of artificial intelligence, which was adopted in 2021, our organization called for adherence to the principles set out in the Window 30 Declaration in 2021, defending the economic viability of journalism, teaching media, and information literacy, and working with digital platforms. So UNESCO reaffirmed its long-term commitment to supporting journalism and independent media. As we said this past March, alongside with Hamid Aman, the founder of the Afghan state station Radio Begum, to protect and training journalists working in conflict areas, including Ukraine, Sudan, Haiti, Gaza, to name only these few. End of the message. So 3rd of May reminds us that building lasting peace is inextricably linked to access to plural, reliable, and universal access information. This goes without saying the privilege that are mine to work in Ghana where these values are held up high. A privilege to work in one of the most advanced democratic nations in the continent of Africa, as we have witnessed just few months ago. But also I recall His Excellency President John Mahama had previously declared that in his capacity as a member of GJA, he will bestow upon the media the gift of operating in an atmosphere devoid of intimidation and harassment. This alone speaks volume, because we are not only dealing with the challenges as the President have highlighted, but we have the privilege of having the first man, the President of the country, who is himself also a fellow journalist just like you. This gives really a great advantage, because it demonstrates also his commitment and that leadership. That's exactly what we are looking forward to really build, a country with democratic values, with peace, but in particular also in fostering development. So it is in this context that UNESCO has trained in some of its programs 100 journalists across the country and provided tools for fact-checking and combating disinformation. Addressing these challenges require collaboration among the governments, media, and civil society. We will be working and continue working with the relevant ministry to come up with a framework to tackle hate speech and disinformation. In regard to the AI impact on the safety of women journalists, we consider the potential risk that AI poses for women in public spaces and women journalists in digital landscape. As you're aware, AI system can generate deepfake doctored image or mis or disinformation campaigns aimed at discrediting and intimidating women. The AI-driven attacks jeopardize their safety, but also have chilling effect on their work, potentially limiting public access to information. In the coming few days, we will be conducting a training for women members of the parliament, and some of them are present here, on women journalists on online safety. So as we honor those who have made tremendous contribution to the media, let us reaffirm once again the universal commitment to freedom of expression and press freedom. And we look forward really for all those who will be receiving their awards. And as the President have indicated, that those who are not rewarded today, it doesn't mean that you don't do a good job. And it's just like, we want to acknowledge that the work that you're doing goes beyond, and there will be more prize in the years to come. And let's continue to do the great work, and let's really make this great Ghana a great country as it's always been. I thank you.
UNESCO country coordinator here in Ghana. We'd like to once again say a very big thank you to GTV, the station of the nation, and Weasel TV, as well as all other platforms that are streaming this event live. Ladies and gentlemen of distinguished measure, a few more messages and then we go to the first set of awards, which will tackle the area of press freedom promoters. Before that, however, I'd like to, with great respect, welcome the press attaché of the US Embassy here in Ghana to give us a brief message of goodwill. Mr. Matthew Asada. Shall we welcome him with a big round of applause?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Minister, Mr. Minority Leader, Excellencies, all protocols reserved. Following our colleague from UNESCO, I think it's only appropriate he mentioned that the World Press Day came out of a declaration 33 years ago in Namibia, in Windhoek, talking about the importance of press freedom in Africa. But as we all know, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly. But these things are not just historical, they are also contemporary. They inform how our government, how our opposition, how our citizenry work together. And it's so important that we have an educated citizenry, that they understand how to read and understand the news that's coming forward. And that the role that you play, the journalists here in Ghana, are helping to keep the government, the opposition, the foreign partners, all to account. And we're doing this, again, in the name of the public interest. Obviously, in the United States, we have a new administration. This new administration has new priorities and is trying to ensure that all voices are heard in the media and none are silenced. And it's particularly important to elevate and to make sure that within the private media, we have space for those various voices. So a new government may bring new priorities, but in how we tell our message may change, but the message itself does not. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, protecting journalists, this remains ever so important for the United States. And this is why we're very proud to partner with Ghana, with the Ghana Journalists Association, as you look to strengthen the media. And as we think back to the last year for the successful elections here in Ghana, and the work that the GJA did, along with the other media organizations, and the government, and the opposition, and all of the political parties coming together for the Peace Pact to ensure that we had an election that we could all be proud of here in Ghana. The United States was proud to stand by you during that time. Our commitment and our support for the press and for the media here in Ghana extends across training and exchanges, and it's our commitment to ensure access to the embassy, that we're representing ourselves in an open, transparent, incredible way. And so today I'm very honored to be here on behalf of the United States Embassy to celebrate World Press Day with you and to think about the contributions that all of you have made. And I think that the GJA president, when he said that it is so important that we protect journalists and that we investigate when journalists are attacked, this is a message that I think we can all stand behind, regardless of where we stand politically. So thank you again, Albert, for having us here. It's been our pleasure to partner with the GJA over many years, and we look forward to that partnership continuing. Thank you for having us.
So, and the US Embassy here in Accra, we do enjoy great collaboration as a body and all these bodies and organizations, and we do hope that this will be a continuous collaboration. Representative of His Excellency, Excellencies here gathered, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to welcome back here to the state the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, who will be assisting as we honor some greats in our industry. Please welcome him with warm applause. The president of the GJA will be presenting 4 awards in the Press Freedom Promoters category. First of them is a fine gentleman who, over his journey as a journalist, made massive impact. At a certain point as well, got the opportunity to serve from the point of the academia, and also eventually served as president of the GJA. He distinguished himself as a leader within the space of journalism and media practice in this country, and added his voice as we looked forward to flipping various chapters in media practice in this country. Today, the GJA as a body look back at these very valuable contributions and believe that it's important that we say a symbolic thank you to him. With a big round of applause, please help me welcome our honoree in the Press Freedom Promoters category, Ambassador Cabral Blay Amehia. Passion, fine attributes, and many that drive your outstanding voice for press freedom. You played a pioneering role in the laying of foundations for an independent journalist association in Ghana, including the transformation of the GJA as a critical voice on national matters. Your vision for the establishment of a press center to enhance the independence and freedom of journalists and the media is very remarkable. In recognition and appreciation of your significant role in the promotion of press freedom in Ghana, the GJA honors you, Ambassador Cabral Blay Amehia, on this day of May 2, 2025, in commemoration of World Press Freedom Day. Gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to welcome the evergreen and ever colorful former president of the GJA, who's also served as a former member of the Council of State of the Republic of Ghana. Please help me with warm applause as we celebrate the Honorable Gifty Afenyi Dazi. Blazed a trail for women in leadership and left an indelible mark on the association and media freedom in Ghana. Your leadership strengthened the GJA as an independent and credible voice in the national discourse. You laid firm foundations for the growth of the association and the professional development of journalists. The Ghana International Press Center edifice in Accra is a monumental legacy of the foundations you laid for the GJA as an independent journalist association. In recognition and appreciation of your pioneering role in promoting press freedom in Ghana, the GJA honors you, Madam Gifty Afenyi Dazi, on this day of May 2, 2025. Dazi. Shall we do a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, one more time? Next, would like to pay respects to the man known by all as Tarzan, but known in official circles as Dr. Charles Reku Broby. Vice President of the GJA to receive this award on his behalf. And the citation reads, at a time when radio was the sole preserve of the state-owned Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, you boldly led the establishment of Radio I, Ghana's first private radio station, defying all the odds to pave the way for others to get the nod for private radio authorization in Ghana. That trailblazing venture, an act of courage in the face of hostile government activity, to that cause opened the floodgates for a thriving radio industry in Ghana and amplified citizens' voices. In recognition and appreciation of your pioneering role in promoting press freedom by the establishment of private radio, thus enhancing freedom of expression, the GJA honors you tonight. Dr. Charles Rekubrobe. Selected associates of the GJA will arrange to have this presented to him personally. Once again, we salute you, Dr. Charles Rekubrobe. Once again, we say big greetings to all of our friends who are viewing this from all over the world. This is the commemoration of World Press Freedom Day and an honors night powered by the Ghana Journalists Association. At this time, we'd like to say a very big thank you to GTV and Wezo TV, as well as many other channels and blogs that are carrying this event live. At this time, we'd like to honor Professor Kwame Kaikari. Throughout your academic advocacy and institutional leadership journey, you have had an unflinching defense of press freedom and media independence. As a founding executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, your loud voice and consistent actions have empowered journalists and advanced press freedom in Ghana and across West Africa. In recognition and appreciation of your lifelong dedication as an outstanding voice for press freedom, the GJA honors you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we congratulate Professor Kwame Kaikari and would have a representative receive this on his behalf. Mr. Albert Kwabna Jumfo. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we appreciate him with warm applause. Your Excellencies here gathered, good friends of the GJA, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I would like to pay respects to a former Managing Director of the Consolidated Bank Ghana, Mr. Daniel Addo. Shall we do a big round of applause for him? Also, once again, we salute His Excellency Hussein Bungor, who is the Turkish ambassador to Ghana. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the continued support for the GJA. There's every indication that I need to go grab a glass of orange juice because I keep adding another name to that of the Director General of GBC. So, well, maybe when I go and get that glass, I'll get it right. Professor Amin Alasan, we're always grateful to you for your continuous support. Thank you. God bless you. Shall we do a big round of applause? So he's a seasoned playwright, and the power or the operational power behind most of the events that we see organized by the Ghana Journalists Association. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we celebrate Latif Abubakar? Ever blood flowing in him. experienced various parts of this country in terms of the culture, the socialization, and the education. Most important of all of this is that as he grew up and went through the tertiary space, he found a knack for entrepreneurship, and that also led him to pursue a political career, one in which he has excelled greatly. Today, he serves in the House of Legislature, adding to the national discourse and ensuring that a lot in terms of depth are being added to the making of laws for our beloved nation, Ghana. He's a seasoned lawyer, a seasoned entrepreneur, and also a traditionalist who has a double designation when it comes to the Efutu traditional area. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you hardly find people who are Osahins for two warrior groups within a traditional area. And so it's very important, on a very light note, to take some pictures with him before this program ends. With a big round of applause, please help me welcome the Honorable Minority Leader of the Parliament of Ghana, a Member of Parliament and a man of the people. Shall we welcome the Honorable Alexander Obinoma.
Good evening to you all. Honorable Minister of State in charge of Government Communications and MP for Abura Asebu Kwamankasi, President of GJA, Country Director of UNESCO, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Director General SNATE, Director General Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Chancellor of Wisconsin University, heads of media institutions here present, former executives of GJA and senior members of GJA, members of GJA, key partners of Ghana Journalists Association, distinguished media practitioners, and raised esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to join you for this year's World Press Freedom Celebration and GJA Honors Night. Today, we join the international community in marking World Press Freedom Day, a moment of solemn reflection and resolute celebration. It is a day on which we affirm once more the foundational role of free, independent, and responsible media in sustaining democratic governance, social cohesion, and inclusive development. Since its proclamation by the United Nations in 1993, World Press Freedom Day has served as a global reminder of the fundamental principle of free press freedom. This annual observance serves not just as a moment of reflection, but as a reminder, a call to action to defend one of democracy's most sacred pillars, a free and independent press. This year's theme, reporting in the brave new world, the impact of artificial intelligence on press freedom and the media, speaks to both the boundless promise and uncertainties of our time. It challenges us to confront the transformative role of artificial intelligence in shaping not only how we consume news, but how we define truth, uphold ethics, and preserve the freedoms that underpin journalism. Artificial intelligence, by its very design, is neutral. It can be harnessed to enhance efficiency, to uncover patterns that empower investigative journalism, and to broaden access to information in unprecedented ways. Already, AI is assisting newsrooms in real-time translation, personalized content delivery, and advanced data analysis. Yet, with such promise comes a peril. We have seen the rise of deepfakes, algorithmic bias, automatic disinformation campaigns, and the disturbing use of surveillance technologies. In the hands of repressive regimes or unscrupulous actors, AI can become a tool of censorship, misinformation, and intimidation. The brave new world we enter must not be one where machines are weaponized to silence truth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are called upon to provide leadership that is both visionary and vigilant. We must ask ourselves, how do we protect press freedom in an era where artificial intelligence is reshaping the media landscape? And how do we ensure that technology advances our values rather than eroding them? I firmly believe that the answer lies in balance, a deliberate and inclusive approach to innovation that upholds the principles of transparency, accountability, and human dignity. We must develop national and regional AI governance frameworks that protect press freedoms, safeguard personal liberties, and promote the ethical use of emerging technologies. We must invest in the capacity of media institutions to adapt to change without compromising on journalistic integrity. This includes equipping journalists with the tools and knowledge to understand AI systems, critically interrogate algorithmic content, and counter synthetic media with verified facts. Equally important is the role that international cooperation plays. No single country can regulate the digital ecosystem alone. We must engage multilaterally to establish global norms that protect journalists from online harassment, surveillance, and data exploitation. We must speak with one voice and defend the press. We must not forget that the battle for press freedom is not new. It has always required vigilance, sacrifice, and courage. What is new in the terrain is this digital age, and we must not only fight for freedom to speak, but for the freedom to be heard accurately, fairly, and without distortion. On this World Press Freedom Day, I salute all our nation's journalists who, despite mounting pressure and evolving challenges, continue to illuminate the path of democracy with courage and purpose. Your work is essential, my dear journalists. Your voice matters. Your integrity safeguards our liberty. Let us commit to building a media ecosystem where artificial intelligence becomes a partner in progress, not a pillar of oppression. Let us strive to ensure that truth is neither drowned by noise of algorithms nor diminished by the silence of fear. The media, as a fourth estate, holds a sacred responsibility not just to report, but to lead. In a time where retaliatory politics and extreme partisanship threatens the soul of our democracy, Ghanaians are yearning for a new narrative, one that builds rather than breaks, and one that unites rather than divides. Whilst I'm not against accountability, I dare say that the culture of retaliatory politics and political vengeance must end, and the media must be bold to lead this. You must not echo the bitterness of the extremists in the political space, but challenge it. We must put an end to the division and the bitterness of the past. Be the conscience of our nation. Champion a new Ghana, one where governments are judged not by how hard they crush their opponents, but by how well they serve their people within their tenure. The path forward depends on your courage and boldness. Thank you for listening to me. Long live Ghana Journalists Association. Long live our nation, Ghana. May God make our nation great and strong. Thank you so much.
Alexander Afenyomakin is also inviting all of us to the Abuachiri Festival. We are going to be his guests. So for those of you who agree, let's do a big round of applause for him. Yes. The Honorable Minority Leader will do us the honors of presenting the next set of awards in the Press Freedom Fighters category. Thank you. With a big celebratory round of applause, shall we welcome former GJA President, Madame Ajua Yeboah Afere. From Ghana, invited by UNESCO to attend the historic 1991 Windhoek seminar on promoting an independent, pluralistic African press that later gave birth to the commemoration of World Press Freedom Day in 1993. As the only surviving member of the trio, others being Professor P.A.V. Ansah and John Yankuma, you have kept faith with the tenets of press freedom over the years, and indeed you were one of the few voices heard during the period known as the culture of silence, when the media in Ghana were muted, but your reportage through your foreign media platforms kept Ghanaians tuned in. In recognition and appreciation of your pioneering role in the advancement of press freedom and independent journalism in Ghana, the GJA honors you. Madame Ajua Yeboah Afere. Ladies and gentlemen, to give a symbolic salute in the Press Freedom Promoters category to the one and only Kwesi Pratt Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, the citation reads, fearless and unapologetically vocal, you have stood firm for press freedom, justice, and democratic accountability in Ghana over several decades. Through your writings, media work, and advocacy, you have shaped public discourse and defended the rights of journalists. You have been jailed for defending press freedom, but not even the pain of imprisonment would incarcerate your advocacy for press freedom. In recognition and appreciation of your outstanding role as a strong voice for press freedom and social justice, the GJA honors you. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is interesting to note that the multimedia group where I've served for the last 16 years marked its 30th milestone yesterday, May Day. And as we celebrate this milestone, Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. is one of the people who would like to celebrate for his massive contributions to some of the big content platforms that have stood the test of time and are now authoritative platforms for thought leadership and for the national discourse. We thank you, sir. Let's do a big round of applause for him one more time. And now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome here to the stage for an honor in the Press Freedom Promoters category, Mr. Ben Efson. First voice for the rights of Ghanaian journalists. Your commitment to the craft and press freedom is unparalleled. In recognition and appreciation of your unwavering dedication and 51 years of contribution to journalism and press freedom, the GJA honors you, Mr. Ben Efson. One more big round of applause for Mr. Ben Efson. And the final award to be presented this evening by the Honorable Minority Leader and MP for Futu is that for Madame Elizabeth Ohene. As a reporter, editor, and advocate, you broke new grounds both locally and internationally. Your bold and principled journalism, practiced at the Daily Graphic and the BBC, has championed truth, accountability, and media rights. In recognition and appreciation of your significant contributions as an outstanding voice for press freedom, the GJA honors you, Madame Elizabeth Ohene, with this citation on this day of May 2, 2025, in this massive commemoration of World Press Freedom Day. A big round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. And this is where we say a very big thank you to the Honorable Alexander Afenyo Maki. This award in this category for media developers goes to Sir Sam Jonah. Celebrated as a titan of industry, your support for media has been equally transformative. From your contributions to the GJA Endowment Fund in 1994 to the sponsorship of the Media Encounter program between 1995 and the year 2000, and the GJA Media Awards, you have consistently invested in media development. In recognition and appreciation of your invaluable contributions to the growth and development of media in Ghana, the GJA honors you, Sir Sam Jonah, with this citation on this day in commemoration of World Press Freedom Day, celebrated as a titan of industry. Your support for the media has equally been very, very transformative. We're very grateful to you, Sir Sam Eson Jonah. Shall we welcome? Is the long-serving former General Secretary of the GJA, Mr. Bright Blewu. You are renowned as the longest-serving GJA General Secretary, and for about 2 decades you championed the development and growth of the GJA and its members. You spearheaded the building of the blocks between GJA and its partner institutions while leading the discharge of many projects, including the Press Center project, for the benefit of members and the entire media fraternity. In recognition and appreciation of your significant contribution to the development of media in Ghana, the GJA honors you, Mr. Bright Blewu. Say a very big thank you in this media development category to Mr. Kwesi Afriye Bedu. Shall we do a big round of applause? And the citation reads, you laid a solid foundation for the structural building of the GJA and capacity building of media practitioners. You helped the GJA secure funding to undertake many training programs and development projects for the benefit of the media and the country. In recognition and appreciation of your significant contribution to the development of media in Ghana, the GJA honors you, Mr. Kwesi Afriye Bedu, on this special day in commemoration of World Press Freedom Day. We salute you, sir. To Mr. Kwesi Afriye Bedu and all the recipients in the media developers category and that of press freedom promoters so far. At this time, I'd like to welcome up here to the stage the representative of the National Security Coordinator, Colonel Dr. R.K. Sego, to help us with the presentation of the next set of awards. Your contributions to shaping the media industry in Ghana are legendary. From your editorship at the Daily Graphic to your international journalism stints, you laid a path for excellence, courage, and ethics in journalism. Although you are 22 days away from your 88th birthday, on May 24, your thoughts are very refreshing. Your pen is still sharp, and your writings are frequent, demonstrating your untiring love for journalism. In recognition and appreciation of your strong impact and growth of development of the media in this country, the GJA honors you, Mr. Cameron Dodu, on this very special day in commemoration of World Press Freedom Day. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we celebrate the legendary Cameron Dodu? Inspiration, the story of soon-to-be 88-year-old Mr. Cameron Dodu is enough inspiration for you. Shall we celebrate him with another big round of applause? Next, ladies and gentlemen, would like to say a very big thank you and say a symbolic congratulations to Dr. Crystal Jirako. The citation for Dr. Chief Crystal Jirako reads, "At the dawn of private broadcasting in Ghana, when a cloud of uncertainty hung over the sky of that industry, your ambition was clear and crystal. By establishing Crystal TV in 1994, you paved the way for private broadcasting, and that impacted hugely on employment and national development. In recognition and appreciation of your significant contributions to the development of the media in Ghana, the GJA wants to confer on you, Dr. Chief Crystal Jirako, this very special honor as we commemorate World Press Freedom Day, signed as usual by the President of the Ghana Journalists Association." Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite here to the stage our next recipients, Wilma and Alex Kwame. Shall we welcome them with a big round of applause? You established radio 137 community radio stations across the country. And this was as at the end of the fourth quarter of 2023, addressing the critical needs of indigenous communities. Your tenacity in promoting the cause of community radio, and even in the face of enormous challenges, is very, very admirable. In recognition and appreciation of these pioneering efforts and more, the GJA honors you, Wilna and Alex Kwame, on this day as we commemorate World Press Freedom Day. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we celebrate them with some more applause? Ladies and gentlemen, I trust you all had a wonderful time so far celebrating these indigenous stories that have come from persons who have displayed commitment from word go and have carried on this commitment. We will be running along with two more categories. These are dedicated partners and supporters of the current administration. Before that, however, it gives me great pleasure to welcome up here to the stage a man who has always seen worth in all the projects and ideas of the Ghana Journalists Association. A successful entrepreneur of our time with many different business interests, especially those in the tech industry, and one who believes in giving back to society where the business is thriving. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to now welcome here to the stage the Executive Chairman of the KGL Group, and who is a proud major sponsor of this event, Mr. Alex Apau Dade. He's also the reigning
Thank you. Representative of the President, Honorable Felix Fufuaji, and Minister for Government Communication, the Minority Leader, I stand on all protocols observed. On this significant occasion of World Press Freedom Day, I bring heartfelt and earnest greetings from corporate Ghana to the Ghana Journalists Association, our distinguished media fraternity, and all gathered here in honor of the guardians of truth. Today is more than a commemoration. It is a celebration of courage, conviction, and the enduring power of free expression. It is also a moment of reflection on the sacrifices made by generations of journalists and on the shared responsibility we all bear in safeguarding the sanctity of press freedom in our evolving democratic landscape. As a representative of corporate Ghana, I stand here not just an ally of the media, but as someone whose personal journey has been deeply shaped by journalism. My late father-in-law, Mr. Fred Ajman, was a pioneer, the first Ghanaian head of the Ghana School of Journalism, and also the press secretary to Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. His unwavering belief in the power of truth, regardless of how comfortable or inconvenient, continues to inspire my deep appreciation for the media's vital role in shaping public conscience, strengthening democracy, and steering the course of our national destiny. He stood for integrity, fearless advocacy, patriotic national service, and the conviction that the press must serve as both a mirror and a moral compass of society. As we now honor the champions of press freedom, corporate Ghana stands shoulder to shoulder with the media, not just in celebration, but in shared purpose and deep respect. We recognize that a vibrant, independent press is the lifeblood of any thriving democracy and its future. And its future must be safeguarded through unity, resilience, and forward-thinking collaboration. In this era of unprecedented technological advancements, we believe that the thoughtful integration of innovation, digitalization, and the responsible use of artificial intelligence holds immense promise, not just for the evolution of journalism, but for the preservation of truth itself. Together with the Ghana Journalists Association, we remain steadfast in our commitment in building a media landscape where technology amplifies voices, deepens public trust, and ensures the accurate, ethical storytelling continues to shape an informed, inclusive, and just society for generations to come. At KGL Group, a proudly Ghanaian and leading African business conglomerate, we believe that true success lies in our ability to give back meaningfully to the communities we serve. Our commitment to responsible corporate citizenship is not an obligation. It is a deep, enduring conviction that drives everything we do. We are more than a business. We are a purpose-driven group guided by the belief that innovation and impact must go hand in hand. Beyond our expansive footprint in technology, fintech, logistics, trade, property development, commerce, our mission is to make lives better, especially for the people whose hopes and aspirations fuel our progress. Whether through sustainable initiatives, philanthropy, or social empowerment, we strive to be a force for good. At the heart of our work is a promise to lead with empathy, act with integrity, and uplift the very communities that make our growth possible. Indeed, our role as one of the largest taxpayers in Ghana stands as testament to our dedication to ethical corporate citizenship and economic responsibility. This is why we have proudly supported and will continue to support the Ghana Journalists Association and the wider media fraternity. Our partnership is rooted in shared values, the unwavering belief that trust and reputation must be built on a foundation of integrity, ensuring that we earn the confidence of the people we serve, that transparency and accountability are not just ideals but principles that guide every action, ensuring that we are accountable to both the public and ourselves. And that ethical conduct must be the compass for both journalism and business, driving responsible decision-making and fostering respect for the truth. It is through this deep commitment to these values that we find common purpose with the GJA, an opportunity to contribute meaningfully to the growth of a free, fair, and more informed society, one where the media continues to play its pivotal role in shaping public opinion, fostering national unity, and empowering citizens. As we conclude today's commemoration, I urge all corporate Ghana to recognize the profound responsibility we share in fostering an environment where the media can thrive. The press is not just the fourth estate. It is the heartbeat of our democratic society, and its strength lies in the independence and resilience. We must, as a collective, ensure that we stand with the media not only in words, but in tangible support, by upholding ethical practices, championing transparency, and nurturing the values of truth. And I must say that the KGL Group is also one of the largest spenders in the media space. Let us commit ourselves as corporate leaders to fostering an ecosystem where the press is empowered to do its work freely, fearlessly, and fairly. Whether through partnerships, funding initiatives like ours, or creating platforms for innovation, we must all actively contribute to the growth and sustainability of the media industry. By doing so, we strengthen the very fabric of our democracy, ensuring that the future generations inherit a society where truth is never silenced. To the Ghana Journalists Association, we are proud to walk this journey with you today, tomorrow, and into the future. Together, we will continue to advance the cause of press freedom, ensuring that the power of truth remains the heart of our shared pursuit for progress and national unity. Thank you, God bless us all, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Mm-hmm.